Boop, 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 boop. Wagwan, y'all. This is Fight Junkeez, presented by MMA Fight Universe. My name is O'Day Osborne, the Jomie Consensation. I'm the fighter.
And I'm the fan. Welcome to Fight Junkeez, everybody. Thanks for listening in. Fight Junkeez, obviously, is where you're going to get the best breakdowns, commentary, and fight analytics. We're going to analyze all the fights. We know everybody's a fight fan. That's why I am here. I'm a super fan, along my co-host, who is a UFC fighter. And I'm going to segue to you. We got a big card this weekend. Can you tell me about that?
Yo, you don't know how we are tweets. Yeah, man. Today we're going to be talking about UFC San Antonio Vera versus Sandhagen. And I am super excited to talk about this one, man. This is going to be a banger. I'm stoked about this card.
Very stoked
about this card.
So just so everybody knows that tunes in, we're only going to be on this show covering the main card. So there's a lot of fighters, no disrespect to them, but we just don't have
the time. First of all, it takes
covering
the entire roster is going to take a long time. So, you know what I mean? We don't have all day. So we're just going to cover the main card for all you fight fans out there. And I'm sorry, I know you guys want, if there are a few fighters though that is going to be a prospect in the future, we will cover that fighter, if we got our Bo Nichols and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if there are those fighters out there, we'll get on that. Don't worry about it.
And you could also hit us up at our Fight Junkeez Instagram, getting those DMs, and we'll get you guys on the show and you can tell your story.
And again, guys, shout out to MMA Fight Universe, man. MMA Fight Universe is the source for the latest and greatest all things MMA news and everything about MMA. Speaking of fighters that are up and coming prospect, we have in the studio today Val, my other Jamaican brother, the Animal Woodburn.
Big up on yourself. Big up yourself. Then at the place.
Yo,
check
yeah.
out things and see how things go on.
Yes.
Man, different over here, sir.
Different. My man Val reigning from Jamaica, Spanish Town. Also lives in Florida. 7-0, undefeated prospect coming up. Yo, y'all better remember his name, man, because this man right here, embodied. All right, well, let's get to it. Let's wrap. Ooh, there's the fight bell. All right, so let's start off with our first fight on the main card, which is Albert Duraev versus Chidi and Jukawani. Yo, first thing I want to say about this fight, man, Chidi has quite a hell of a reach advantage. Not just with Albert, but just in general. 80-inch reach is ridiculous.
That's pretty crazy.
That's ridiculous. I have the longest reach at flyweight, and I think my reach is ridiculous, but 80 is, that's
really long for middleweight.
Yeah, and Chidi knows how to use his reach very well. I don't want to talk too much about this fight, only because I'm a little bit biased because, Chidi is a teammate of mine at BKS MMA with Dewey Cooper. So I don't want to talk too much on this one because, like I said, when you have teammates fighting, you tend to be a little biased. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, it's your boy. You guys train, you sweat, you bleed together. It's only human. Obviously. I just sent a video to Kelvin Gastelum on Instagram that I was sitting next to someone who's helping train his future opponent in his next fight. So it's all love. Don't choke me out, big guy. But hey. Kelvin's my guy. Yeah, I'm excited for this fight. I'm excited for the whole card. Albert Duraev, fighting out of Russia, 34 years old. He has a lot of power. I don't know if you guys know too much about his fights, but this guy's been around. He's 18-6-0.
Yeah, I see here his his significant strikes per minute, takedown average. He's got some good stats. Man. Really, really nice stats. About 19 fights 19 fights on his record. 15-4. This is gonna be a banger, man. I think for him, Duraev, his path to victory would be, in my opinion, to wrestle Chidi. But Chidi's such a great distance control. He controls the distance really nice. He's rangy. He's long. He's got great hands. He'll throw those knees up the middle. So Albert does have to watch out for those knees up the middle. And obviously, like I said, I'm biased and I'm going with Chidi. I think he's just a world-class athlete.
Yeah. I'm excited. And for the viewers, if you guys didn't know, this is our second show. And we had a great discussion that all this paper and all this ink is just not working. So obviously,
It's not.
We're gonna get some laptops going, and I'm gonna make some PowerPoint slideshows because in the United States Army, all we do is PowerPoint. So I'm pretty good at that stuff. So we'll be a little bit more organized. So no disrespect to Albert.
Yeah, and we're not even gonna cut anything. We're gonna keep it. We want it raw, fresh, and organic. That's how I want this show, like some organic coconut oil types.
Yeah, like we said yesterday, this isn't ESPN.
Yeah, man.
Obviously, ESPN. Let me know. But we're fans. Obviously, you have to be a fan to become a fighter. So,
yeah, man. First of all, this hat, I'm getting hot. I'm getting heated. Oh, this hat making me hot. But let's move on to the next fight.
let's do it.
Ooh, there's the fight bell. Okay, moving on. We have
Alex Perez and Manel. You said Cop.
Yes,
I was
Manel
saying,
Cop.
I was saying Cape. Alex Perez is 24-7-0, fighting his opponent who is 18-6-0. I've heard of both of these young men before, but I gotta say Alex Perez is a little more in the forefront of my brain, probably because he's got a significant amount of fights over his opponent.
31. He's got 31 fights. That's a lot of fights, man. That's a lot of fights. And I know both these guys, Manil and Alex Perez, I see them every day at the UFC Performance Institute, and I run into them, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not gonna call this fight just because I see them all the time, and you know what I mean? I want to be fair to both men. But I will say, man, Cop, I'm a little biased just because I fought Cop, and he sent me to the Shadow Realm, in the first round. So I'm obviously leaning towards because I know what he can do. You know what I'm saying? His biggest asset, the one thing I loved about Cop, right, is I was winning that fight. One of the things I love about Cop is that he was even though I was winning, he was so calm in there in the first round, just so calm.
Just weighing the storm.
10 seconds left in that first round, boom, flying knee. So he sees everything. His eyes, he's got a really good eyes. He's calculated. Whereas Alex Perez, he is going to be on you wrestling. So for this fight, it's going to be can Manil weather the storm of Alex Perez's wrestling? And can Alex Perez hold Manil down and dominate the fight that way? Because I do believe it's going to be Alex trying to wrestle him. I don't know that he will strike the entire time. He's gonna throw those leg kicks in there. He is good at throwing those calf kicks. Alex Perez is very good at the calf kicks. But Manil Cop is, like I said, he's a world beater. He was a risen champion overseas. He's very, very well decorated. The UFC brought him in here. They roll out the Brinks truck for Manil Cop for sure. So his fight name isn't the Star Boy for no reason. I think, in my opinion, in this division, he's one of the better fighters. Definitely.
Okay. That's big. That's big to say.
He's definitely one of the better fighters.
Well, tune in. That's going to be a scrap.
Yes. And like I said, man, if Alex Perez can not only take him down but hold him there and do work, that's his path to victory. But if not, I believe Manil will probably stay on the outside and, strike him from the outside, strike him from distance, mix it up a little bit. But this fight can go either way, man. That's the beauty about the fight game, man.
The only thing that I noticed is Perez is coming off of a 2-fight loss, and Cop is on a 3-fight win streak. So
yes,
that could be dangerous. That could be you have all the hype behind you in the world, and you have all the confidence because you've won the last 3 fights.
Yeah.
Or this guy knows he might be possibly fighting for his job, so he's coming in to take your head off.
Hey, you ain't lying, man. You ain't lying. The fighters that know, look, I got one more fight on my contract. I got to go in. You know what I'm saying? Because they got nothing to lose. For this fight, I think Alex Perez, you're probably gonna see the best Alex Perez. His last fight, he lost to Pantoja in the first round. So I think he's gonna be coming in this fight with a chip on his shoulder, as he should, man. Alex is a great fighter, as he should. So I think we're gonna see probably the best Alex Perez win, lose, or draw, in my opinion. Well, with that being said, there's the fight bell. Let's move on to the next fight.
We're jumping into the women's flyweight division where we have another absolute battle coming in. I'm really, really excited. Andrea Lee, who's a American mixed martial arts kickboxer, versus Macy,
The future
Barber.
Yes, man.
Macy. So I honestly, and I was explaining to my wife last night a little bit about Macy's original trajectory when she got into the UFC. They went, remember it was Super Sage Northcutt, how they pushed him like super hard, and it. I'm not going to say it didn't work out because obviously he's
talented. Yeah,
he's talented.
He is.
But Macy Barber was everywhere, on every headline, on every clip, and every poster, and she was the one who was going to beat John Jones' record and be the youngest women's champ to ever walk the face of the earth.
Yes, and now she has a competitor that also can be the youngest women's champion, and that is Erin Blanchfield. She's on her way, man. Erin is on her way.
That whole, but Andrea Lee is 13-6-0, and she's coming in as a strong kickboxer, and Macy is more of a scrapper. You know, she throws those hands. I gotta say, I'm real high up on Macy Barber. She's 11-2-0. She's on a 3-fight win streak, which has got to give her a lot of confidence. But I'll ask you this: she did also have knee surgery.
Yeah. So who do you have in this fight?
Macy.
Okay.
Macy Barber.
All right. So I also have Macy Barber, only because I know a little bit about her background. We both trained with Duke Rufus, who's a great striking coach. So even though she's a scrapper, she does have some fundamental basics, techniques in there that is pretty clean. So I'm heavily on Macy for this one. And yeah, I know she did have knee surgery, but that was about 3 fights ago, and she's on a 3-fight win streak right now. The last person she lost to was, I believe it was Roxanne Martifari. Nope, it was Alexa Grasso, actually, which is not a bad loss.
No, that's the current champ.
Yeah, that's a good loss right there, man. So she's been looking good, man. But like I said, I think for Macy, her key to victory in this fight versus Andrea Lee is, do what she does best, which is being herself. If she tries to force anything, or she tries to do things that she doesn't normally do, Andrea will catch her. But I think if she fights like Macy, and she shows up, and which I have no doubt in my mind that she will, she'll show up to the occasion. She is heavily pushed right now. So like I said, 11-2. She only has 2 losses. She's got all the confidence in the world. I'm leaning towards Macy on this fight.
Okay, so there you heard it here. We both got Macy on this, but
all right. There's the fight bell. Let's move on to the next fight. Oh man, Val over there drinking some good tea.
What you mean? Bad man thing.
That what kind of tea? Ginger tea?
Ginger.
That ginger tea there.
Ginger tea.
I say wow. All right, so moving on to our next fight. Nate Landwehr, actually my co-guest here. Actually, I'm the co-guest, but my partner told me that it wasn't Landwehr, it's actually Landwehr. Yes. I've been saying it wrong all week.
Yeah, in German, W's are pronounced with a V. All right. So I was stationed in America's, you would say Wiesbaden, Germany, but that's wrong. I was stationed in Wiesbaden.
I see.
So it's just a little flip of...
Yeah, see, I didn't even know that until you told me that. Look, I need to brush up on my German.
Ja, natürlich, ich spreche mit dir kein Problem auf Deutsch jeden Tag. We'll do a show in just German.
Oh, man. But anyway...
Is that Jamaican guy speaking German over there? Jesus.
But anyways, we got Austin Lingo versus Nate Landwehr. All right, so... 2-fight win streak I see for Austin Lingo. What do you think about this fight?
Austin Lingo, yeah, he's 9-1-0. I got to be honest, I don't know too much about Austin. Digging into him right now, but I have heard some great things about Nate Landwehr. He's 16-4-0. Let me look at this.
Yeah, they're look. I mean, that's a hefty record, man. 20 fights. About, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them in the UFC. That's what I'm looking at right here. maybe more. Man, he's got a nice lanky record though. He's got the reach advantage by 2 inches in this fight. Yeah, I'm gonna go for this fight, and I believe that I think the odds makers have it. I think he is the favorite in this fight. I do believe so. But either or, like I said, I'm gonna go with Nate Landwehr for this one, just because of the experience. 9-1. I will say that's Austin definitely has the confidence factor. He's also coming off of 2-fight win streaks. So is Landwehr. They're both coming off of 2-fight win streaks. I'm excited to see how this fight plays out, because this is one of those fights where I was like, you know what? I don't really know who I'm going to go with on this one. So, I'm going to say this one's a toss-up fight for me.
That's crazy, because all fights in my eyes, regardless of the accolades that you have, whether you've been a D1 wrestling champion, it's always a toss-up. You just never know.
Yeah, no, you're right.
So best of luck to both of those gentlemen. I'm excited to see what happens, and we'll certainly be breaking it down on Monday morning breakdown. So
yes, I can't wait to go over that fight card and see how our picks went.
Yeah.
All right. Now, who do we have next? Oh, there's the fight bell.
All right, I'm excited for this. This is the women's bantamweight. We got Holly Holm versus Yana Kunitskaya. I don't know if I said that right. If I didn't, please don't choke me out.
No, you definitely didn't say it right. It's definitely Yana Santos. No, it's
Yana.
Oh, they got it different on there?
Yeah.
Okay.
I do think that is wrong. It is Santos. UFC. Yeah, they had a typo. So
yeah, or it could be a different name. I don't know. I have no idea. Anyways, man, I actually didn't know that Holly Holm just signed recently. I think it was what?
A 6-fight deal. Yeah, last night she was during her press conference in San Antonio. She was, which, if you look at her last fight, she went through a lot in her personal life, and it looked like she was going to retire. I mean, what else could she have done? Before she even got into the MMA world of the UFC, she defended her boxing championship title 18 times over 3 different weight classes.
Yo, that's crazy.
And then decided, you know what? I want to just go ahead and learn jiu-jitsu and grappling and everything else, and came into the UFC. So I'm super, super stoked. Holly Holm has been one of my favorite fighters for a long time, the preacher's daughter. But I didn't know she was going to keep fighting. I thought she was done. So to come in with a 6-fight deal, and I'm going to be 37, and I was born in 86. So she's over 40 years old signing 6-fight deals. That says a lot about somebody's character.
That's what's up. That's what's up, man. I give her, all the props to her, for real. All the props to her. And she is, 14-6. And they're both fighting for. Both these girls are 14-6. All I gotta say is somebody's gonna lose that 6. That 6 has gotta go. Somebody about to be 14, 14-7.
Well, if you look at Holly, if you're not too familiar with Holly Holm, which most of you probably are, she's the former champ, and she got that championship by head kick KOing Ronda Rousey.
Yeah, who set the stage
in front of 60,000 people.
Yeah.
In, I think, New Zealand or in Australia.
Yeah, man. And Ronda set the stage for women's MMA. I don't care what anybody says. Ronda Rousey set the stage for women's MMA. You know what I mean? Right now, she wouldn't do very well because the game has evolved so much.
Yeah.
As you can see with Amanda Nunes, oh my goodness. She's just another freak. Savage, man.
She's obviously she's one of the GOATs. I do, I got to be real on this show. I think that she could have maybe handled some of her losses a little better, because
100%. No, 100%.
Kids are watching her. There's young girls that used to, say, what was it? She had T-shirts that said like bad something or
100%, man.
So, but who the hell am I to say?
Yeah, man. But moving on to this fight, I believe that Holly Holm's key to victory in this fight, in my opinion, is using that range. You know what I'm saying? Holly's a link. She fights long. You know what I'm saying? She bounces on the outside. She uses her jab and picks her shots. Stay on that range. She's good. But if she tries to play this in your face, which she's not really that type of a fighter, but I do see her using her range a little bit in this fight. I see Yana Santos pushing Holly's pressure a little bit. I see her being in Holly's face. I see her, possibly even going for a takedown because, in my opinion, Holly hasn't shown that she is the greatest on the ground. So, in my opinion, I think Yana Santos will take this one. But I'm curious to see. I hope Holly proves me wrong. I'm rooting for her. But I do believe Yana Santos will take this fight.
Yeah, I think Santos has a big advantage when it comes to, Muay Thai is one of her specialties, but I think of the grappling, coming out of Russia, she's just going to be a little more dominant on the ground. So I am going to go with Holly Holm, but it's a coin toss.
1 inch reach advantage. She is a southpaw, so that in my eyes, I always say, like, whenever someone's a southpaw, has their opponent trained with enough southpaws? That's the deciding factor. Is has she had that look in the gym over and over again?
Because people, if you overlook that and you just
it's different,
look past your fighter and think, I'm going to go in there, I don't care that they're a southpaw, you're going to have a couple problems.
Yeah. No, it is.
And this is not the level where you don't want to be at this stage and not prepare.
Yeah, this is not the stage to do it. But like I said, I think she will weather that storm, and I do believe that she will get in on Holly, land more strikes, maybe even a takedown, and get the victory. All right, there is the fight bell. Moving on to the main event of the evening.
Introducing first.
Fighting out of the red corner. He stands. Hey, we're not going to steal Bruce Buffer's thing, but Val, we're going to have Val chime in on this one, man, because I know.
It's time.
Let's go. Okay, we have Sandhagen versus Vera. Oh, man.
I'm stoked for this.
Yo, this is a great one, man. This card, oh my goodness, this matchup is great. In terms of, in my opinion, in terms of Corey Sandhagen versus Chito Vera, both these guys are phenomenal strikers. Phenomenal strikers. But completely different styles.
Completely
different styles. Corey Sandhagen, you have a guy that, moves side to side a lot. He is very unpredictable. He throws kicks from everywhere. He throws punches from everywhere. He throws knees. He throws elbows. He's extremely unpredictable, very versatile. You see him just mixing it up very nice. And you have a guy like Chito Vera, who is like almost kind of like a
dog.
Yes.
Yeah. He's a savage.
Yes. And you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of a tall Peter Yan. He really does. He's super, super durable. And, a good friend of mine, David Grant, told me when he fought Vera twice. One of the times he fought him, he landed an elbow on Chito's head, and it cracked
his elbow.
He landed an elbow, and it cracked his elbow. So
yeah, his durability is crazy.
It is, and he doesn't show much damage. And I think that's a big downfall on Sandhagen. I think he shows a lot of damage. He does wear it a bit well. So we'll see during this fight how Chito Vera is gonna, take advantage of that aspect. I think path to victories here for Sandhagen is mixing it up. I watched in the Edgar fight when he fought Frankie Edgar, and I also watched when he fought Dominic Cruz. There were some moments in there where they were going side to side, and it kind of froze Chito a little bit. He's very patient, but sometimes I think his detriment is that he's too patient, and he'll let like a round get away from him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I was looking into a lot of his fights, and I'm a huge fan of Chito Vera. I'd love to have you on Fight Junkeez. Like you said, he's a dog, meaning that not most fighters, as the rounds go by, especially in a main event, 5-minute rounds, he actually gets, I believe, better as the fight goes.
He does. Especially in a five round fights, that's where he thrives. He, like I said, just like Peter Yan. same concept. Peter Yan gets better as the fight, not taking the Merab fight into consideration, but Peter Yan's the same way. As longer the fight goes, the better he gets, and that's just like Chito Vera. And I do believe Chito Vera will take advantage of those late rounds. That's when he comes alive.
Yeah, and it's just it's a great matchup, but you got two completely different styles. You have somebody who's very tactical, very technical in Corey Sandhagen, who is right now on a one-fight win streak, but his last 2 losses were only against Piotr Yan and TJ Dillashaw.
No, it was Aljamain Sterling.
No, his last 2. Yeah,
last two.
Then he had a couple wins.
Yes.
Yeah, he also, had his back taken by Aljo, which was a spectacle by the champ. But I got to say, Corey is just dominant. He's fighting out of Aurora, Colorado. So being in San Antonio, they're almost at sea level. So he's used to training in all his fight camps at about 5,000 feet above sea level, which is going to help his cardio. Not that he had an issue with cardio anyway. But when it comes to Chito, I got to say Chito's been on a complete tear. I mean, he's the only one that has put a 1 next to Sugar Sean O'Malley, even though Sean claims that he's undefeated.
Man.
He beat Sean.
He's the GOAT.
Yeah, so you got to look, and the reason I'm personally going to go with Vera is because he's a dad, and I'm a dad. And when you have a family, you just have something a lot more to fight for. He's going to dig down deep because he's got his kids. He goes home and it's the look on his kids' faces are going to be more impactful than anybody else.
Yes.
Sandhagen's going to go home and, obviously it would sting if he lost, but when you're a dad, it's something different. So I'm going to personally go with Vera. I think he's a dog, and man, that guy, you could hit him with the kitchen sink and he's going to keep coming at you.
I feel you. All right, so I'm going to give my pick. And I'm going to go with Chito Vera, not because he's a dad, but because I do think he is the better fighter. I believe that in this fight, Chito Vera is the hammer, right? So Corey Sandhagen has to stay on the outside, pick his pokes, angle, shoot takedowns. He's almost like he's got a plan for everything that Chito has to do.
And
you know what I'm saying? And I think when you're on the tail end of, you have to negate, like, by picking your strikes and moving the angle and doing everything to stop what they're doing. Sometimes it has its detriments, and I feel like Chito Vera has his moments where he sees an opening and he capitalizes, and I think that is what's going to happen. I think he will capitalize on Sandhagen's I guess lack thereof movement, because there is times where he does allow himself to get in certain positions, like you can see in the Aljamain Sterling fight. But the downside is I think Chito is susceptible to takedowns.
Yeah. Dominic Cruz took him down fairly easy a couple of times. So I agree with you, but I personally think that Sandhagen has more tools in his toolbox in the big picture when it comes to mixed martial arts.
I agree.
I just think that Vera has the power to put you out, and he gets better as the fight goes. So.
Because I agree with that, because I do think Sandhagen is the better wrestler. I think he can take Chito down. I don't think he will struggle with taking Chito down, honestly. But I don't think Chito minds being taken down. If you see him off of his back, he's throwing nasty elbows. He's trying to hit you. He's trying to submit you. His submission game actually is really good. So I think off of his back and on his feet, he's going to be dominant.
Here's something that you could probably break down. Toughness. So Corey Sandhagen, completely tough. But I think sometimes when you're that tough, it can be detrimental to you, because you're going to want to stay in that fire instead of playing the game. So if he stays in the pocket and tries to go toe-to-toe and blow for blow with Vera, he's going to probably get caught, and it could be the end of the fight. How do you feel as a fighter about toughness being...
Well, I didn't see him. I thought he fought a good strategy versus Peter Yan. He didn't stay in the pocket with Peter Yan. He was moving a lot of movements, inside, outside, left, and right. I think if he does that strategy but a little bit better, he has, a good path to winning this fight. Yeah,
Song Yong Dong caught him real bad in the first round of their fight. Almost took him out.
Yes. So he has to be in and out, left and right, and I think him doing those movements could freeze Cheeto in his his movements a little bit, because you'll see at times where he goes like forward and back. So he's a little slower. So yeah, I think Sandhagen's footwork is definitely.
Yeah, if he wins, I think it's by decision.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, Fight Junkeez, sponsored by MMA Fight Universe. Yeah, guys, this is our second show. We're real excited about this. We're going to continue to be bringing you guys the best content, breakdowns, and analytics on all the fights, because that's what we love. I'm doing this stuff anyway. We have a pro UFC fighter over here who's taking time out of his training to come in here and give you guys what you want. So, please tune in to Fight Junkeez on all platforms, Instagram. If you're a fighter, hit us up. I'll also be doing one-on-one interviews with fighters. In the other room, it's a little more relaxed, a little more like chill.
Yeah, guys.
I'm stoked.
Yeah, man. And not just that, too, but this is our second show that we started this on. We decided to do this on Monday. So we literally came in Monday unprepared, and we just did it. We just got the notes. My man here went home and, did some research, printed all this out. Now we're starting to flow a little bit more, and we're going to get laptops and get rid of all this paperwork and, have a little bit more flow for you guys, so you guys can enjoy the show and a little less downtime, and just keeping it real, authentic as possible. I don't want this show to be like every other fighter analytical show that you guys watch on YouTube. We're gonna mix it up, do some shots at maybe the golf course. We got some great things planned, man. For week 1, I said we did pretty well for week 1, so.
And we're going live next week.
Yeah, we're going live next week.
We'll be live, yeah.
Tune in for the super chats. We are going live. Fight Junkeez live. All right, guys. You got anything else to add?
No, just again, thank you, everybody. I want to shout out Austin behind. He's the producer of the show.
Ooh, hitting
doing
the bells.
Amazing things over there. Where's that bell at?
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, we want to do things different. We don't want to come in and be like, "Well, welcome to Fight Junkeez." We want to do some vlogs. We want to go get some of your buddies, some other UFC fighters, and go play some golf. We want to get out there and do different things. Maybe we'll go over to shoot some guns at the range.
I'm down.
Yeah, we just, we don't want this to seem too artificial. We want to be authentic. So I appreciate everybody. Tune in to Fight Junkeez on all platforms, and Mondays and Thursdays we'll be doing our breakdowns. So thank you.
Guys. And that's all for today. My name is O'Day Osborne from the Wagwan Podcast, the Jomia Consensiashan. I'm the fighter.
And I'm the vet. And I'm Bob. Just Bob.
All right. It's brought to you in part by MMA Fight Universe. Check out MMA Fight Universe, your source for the latest and greatest news, clips, and all things MMA. If you love MMA, you'll love MMA Fight Universe. Check out their page, their Instagram. Follow them, like them, subscribe to them, all the good things. All right. That is it for today.
Have a good weekend. Enjoy the fights. Yeah.